The Salton Sea, California's largest lake, was never meant to exist. In 1905, a failed engineering project diverted the Colorado River, flooding the Salton Sea and creating a shimmering oasis in the desert. Developers quickly rebranded this accident as the California Riviera. By the 1950s, resort towns like Salton City and Bombay Beach flourished, drawing celebrities and tourists to its shores. Marinas, yacht clubs, and beaches sprang up, a testament to the West's belief that any landscape could be tamed and monetized. But the Salton Sea had no natural outlet. As water evaporated, salts and agricultural runoff concentrated, turning the water toxic. The once inviting sea began to stink, its surface still and lifeless. The vibrant resort life faded as the shoreline receded, leaving behind salt and skeletons. Today, the remnants of that era are ghostly monuments, a yacht club stranded far from water, empty streets in Salton City, and abandoned dreams. The Salton Sea's story is a cautionary tale. When we try to conquer nature for our own gain, the consequences are unpredictable and often devastating. The California Riviera was built on borrowed water and borrowed time. Now the desert reclaims what was never truly ours. The Salton Sea stands as a stark reminder of the limits of human ambition. As the Salton Sea shrinks, it exposes a toxic lakebed laced with decades of agricultural chemicals and heavy metals. Desert winds whip this contaminated dust into the air, creating a public health crisis for nearly 3 million people nearby. Asthma rates among children in Imperial County are triple the national average, and emergency room visits spike during dust storms. Families seal their homes, but most lack air conditioning to filter the air. The very farm workers who feed the nation are forced to breathe the toxic legacy of their own labor. Each year, more lakebed is exposed, fueling more dust storms and worsening the crisis. The environmental bill for agricultural prosperity is now being paid by the region's most vulnerable residents. The dust is a constant, gritty reminder of decades of water mismanagement. The Salton Sea's rising salinity has turned it into a hypersaline trap, twice as salty as the Pacific Ocean. Fish populations collapsed, with millions dying in apocalyptic die-offs, their bodies carpeting the shore. The sea's decline devastated migratory birds, once drawn here by the millions. As fish vanished, birds starved or succumbed to disease. In 1996, over 10,000 pelicans died in a single outbreak, a grim echo of the sea's unraveling ecosystem. The Salton Sea was a critical stop on the Pacific Flyway. Now, its collapse threatens bird populations across the continent. The water that created abundance also brought ruin, poisoning the very refuge it built. Each broken link in this engineered ecosystem triggers another, leaving behind a silent, sterile monument to our short-sightedness. The Salton Sea's ecological tragedy is a warning. Every intervention in nature has consequences. The Salton Sea's collapse is also a story of environmental injustice. The communities most affected, overwhelmingly Latino farm worker families, are among California's poorest, with little power to fight back. While water is diverted to wealthy coastal cities, these residents are left with toxic air, plummeting property values, and chronic illness. Many can't afford to move or treat their health problems, trapped by economic hardship in a place that's making them sick. Political action has been slow, and local voices are often ignored in favor of powerful urban and agricultural interests. The Salton Sea is a sacrifice zone, a stark reminder of who pays the price for California's prosperity. After years of inaction, California has launched the Species Conservation Habitat Project, aiming to build nearly 9,000 acres of managed wetlands at the sea's southern end. These artificial habitats are designed to support fish and birds while suppressing toxic dust by reflooding exposed lakebed. It's the largest restoration effort yet, but critics call it an expensive band-aid. The project covers only a fraction of the exposed playa, and the sea continues to shrink. Without new water, any fix is temporary. Mitigation, not a solution. The project tries to manage decline, not reverse it. It's a monument to our modern approach, treating symptoms instead of solving root causes. The Salton Sea's fate remains uncertain, as engineering alone cannot undo a century of mismanagement. Amid decay, the Salton Sea is an accidental refuge for endangered species like the desert pupfish, surviving in the sea's marginal habitats. This fragile success is precarious, mirroring the vulnerability of even protected places like Joshua Tree National Park, now threatened by climate change and drought. The contrast between the Salton Sea and Joshua Tree reveals a difficult truth. No ecosystem is truly safe from human impact. The Salton Sea is both a disaster and a vital habitat, a symbol of hubris and a fragile ark. We now manage a spectrum of compromised landscapes, forced to choose what to save and how. The Salton Sea reflects the consequences of a century of water politics and environmental mismanagement. As we stand on its dusty shores, we confront the complex legacy of our attempts to make the desert bloom.